Nebraska and Matt Rule are after four-star 2026 quarterback Dayton Raiola. In this video, I have a couple updates around that situation. What's going on? What are some other colleges going after Dayton? And inevitably, will he land with the Cornhuskers to pair with his brother Dylan in 2026 and beyond? So real quick, if you like the content, please hit the like button on this video. It really helps me out, along with subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Nobody on Husker YouTube is doing it like us. In the month of January, we had 30 Nebraska content videos talking about Husker recruiting, talking about instant analysis, film breakdowns, and everything else in between. So if you don't want to miss out on anything left this offseason, please hit that subscribe button and join the movement here on Husker YouTube. But let's get to the video talking about Dayton Raiola. I mean, off the bat, if you're not familiar with him, I'm sure you're familiar with his brother Dayton Raiola, future quarterback one of the Cornhuskers, five-star recruit. But Dayton is a guy in the 2026 class who many scouts consider to be just as good as his brother, to have even potentially a higher ceiling. He's a guy who, as of last summer, was listed at 5'11", 210, a little shorter, but has had a growth spurt as of recently, now listed at 6'1", and getting a lot more mature in that process. But really what jumps off the board is his big arm that maybe his brother doesn't even have. Dayton Raiola has the ability to throw 70 yards down the field as a junior in high school, and it's only getting better. But a lot of people considered him to be a shoo-in for Nebraska, but we're starting to see some more schools get involved. As of recently, Charlotte extended an offer to him in Appalachian State, and that's only going to get the ball rolling. We're going to start to see better programs get involved, Power 5 programs get involved. I expect to see even local schools get involved, such as Georgia, Georgia State, Georgia Tech, Florida, even schools get involved in Dayton Raiola's commitment. So that all begs the question, where does Nebraska stand with Dayton? And it all goes back to an interview that he had a couple weeks ago with Sean Callahan at the Polynesian Bowl, and Sean was basically asking him about his recruitment. And if you're not familiar with his recruitment at all with Nebraska, he has had an offer by the Cornhuskers for about 1.5 years now. When Mickey Joseph was the interim head coach in 2022, he extended an offer to Dayton Raiola, and ever since then, Nebraska has been recruiting him. And I noticed when Sean asked him a question about Nebraska and the coaching staff, Dayton's face lit up talking about Matt Rule. He said that Matt Rule has been in constant communication with them. They talk a couple times every single week. He also says that he texts with Marcus Satterfield, and of course he talks with the offensive line coach, his uncle Donovan Raiola. So again, there's a lot of connection to this staff. He says that Matt Rule is going after him hard, and it's the same theme that we saw with Dylan. Family ties above everything. Again, he grew up a Nebraska fan. He grew up going to the games, idolizing his dad. And now the fact that he's going to see his brother suit up in the scarlet and cream and do the exact same theme, that could only mean good signs for Dayton Raiola. And it should be noted that Dayton is going to be around Lincoln, Nebraska a lot within the next 2 years. He said in his interview with Sean Callahan that he's planning on going to every single Nebraska home game. So every time he's in Lincoln, every time he's on campus, he builds connections. Not only with the coaches, but with the players, but with the fans, with the atmosphere, with the place in general. And it's going to be really hard to pass up when he's a senior in high school and has offers all around the country. When you're looking at these good programs, but you're looking at the program that you've been around your entire life, you grew up idolizing, your brother's going to play there, that'll be super hard to pass up. So it should be noted that he's just going to be all around this program within the next 2 years. And man, that's going to be only good things for the Cornhuskers. And I'm just so impressed with Dayton Raiola's play and how more he's developed along the last couple years. When we initially offered him, I thought it was a little bit of a reach. I didn't think he deserved the offer yet, which was, fair. He never really started in varsity. He still has yet to start in varsity. But when you look at his tape, when you see his highlights, you see his practice workouts, he's getting a lot more mature in his game. His arm strength is only growing. His accuracy is getting a lot better, and his pocket presence is increasing as well. So he's maturing a lot in the game of football, and he's starting to look like that recruit that we know we can be, and the offers are going to start to reflect that. Of course, we saw 2 offers as of recently. So, again, it's essential that Nebraska lands this guy. I talked about in my recent video that I don't expect the Cornhuskers to land a quarterback in the class of 2025, which means it's absolutely essential you need to land one in the class of 2026. And it starts right now with Dayton Raiola. So some couple questions about Dayton. A lot of people expected him to transfer in-state to Nebraska. They thought the whole family would pack up and move to watch Dylan play, but it's reported that he will stay at Buford High School, which I think is the best move for him. And if he lands that quarterback one job, oh, look out. He will be getting offers from Georgia, Georgia Tech, Florida, all those surrounding schools. Because, again, those Buford kids, man, they blow up. If you're the starting quarterback at Buford, you're going to get a lot of offers just like that. And I expect him to win that battle as a junior. So something to watch there. And, again, when you're playing at Buford High School, not only are you surrounded with the best talent in all of Georgia, but you're playing against that same talent every single week. You're playing against Power 5 guys on the other side of the field. And that's only going to make him better. And I think that's the exact reason why Dominic Raiola's family basically packed up from Arizona, moved over to Georgia to give Dylan Raiola that opportunity to play against the best talent. And now they're going to do the exact same with Dayton Raiola. So, again, it's essential that we land this guy. But Nebraska, they look like they're in top running to get him. But we've got to start looking out for some of these other schools because I expect to see a lot more offers in this summer months to basically come and try to scoop him up. We know that he's going to attend a lot of camps over the summer, rivals camps, On3 camps, 24/7 camps, All-American camps. And a lot of times offers get extended just like that. And we're going to see, Dayton Raiola announce 5, 10, 15 offers in about a span of 2 months, and then it's going to be a complete battle to land his talents. I will say this about Dayton Raiola. There is one concern. It's the fact that, he has never started on varsity ever before. And I know that might concern a lot of people. The reason why I'm not too concerned about that is that Daniel Kalen was the exact same way. Daniel Kalen, 4-star Nebraska quarterback commit, did not start at Bellevue West High School in Omaha, Nebraska until his junior year. Dayton Raiola is going to be the exact same way, but he's playing a lot better of a high school. So I'm not concerned about that at all. That's obviously not something to be too concerned about, but something to definitely watch and see if he has any growing pains in his first year starting at Buford High School. But, man, I'm getting pumped about Dayton Raiola. And I don't want to go too crazy about it. We have about 2 years until he signs a dotted line in Nebraska. But it's a recruiting process that we're going to have to watch in detail. And it'll go by really quick. I mean, I remember when we were initially going after Dylan Raiola about 2.5 years ago. And that went by just like that. Same thing's going to go by with Dayton Raiola. So obviously got to keep an eye on him and hopefully lock him down. And I'm going to tell you this. If you lock him down early in the process, he starts peer recruiting, you're going to be in a good spot in that 2026 class, which Matt Rhule's trying to make an absolute splash to really rebuild that program. So that's my update about Dayton Raiola. Let me know what you think about him down below. Do you think the Cornhuskers will land him inevitably? Are you getting pumped up about his talents and, most importantly, his brother's talents going into 2024? So, as always, folks, go Big Red, go Matt Rhule, and see you in the next one.